So it's, if you look at, I'll switch the direction here. I think this is, so this is in front of the body. Or if you, I don't know, maybe you can see it better from the side. So this is in front of my body. It's a pinwheel lockout in front. And now this is the same move behind the back. All you do is clockwise. If we looked at the left hand, what would normally happen when you do a pinwheel, okay, well this is a pinwheel. Then if you did a pinwheel extension, it would be this. And then if you did a pinwheel extension with a lockout in front, it would be extension, circle, back behind the head. Extension, circle, back behind the head. Extension, circle, back behind the head. But we're doing it behind the back. So what you want to do is, and this is what's weird, when you do the extension, your hand is going to come up across the midline of your body, and then you're going to do this funky thing back here. And I do it with my palm back, which I think is a little weird. And then I go back behind the head. So it's circle, behind, behind. Circle, lockout, behind the head. Circle, lockout, behind the head. Circle, lockout, behind the head. But you could do it palm forward if you wait for it to come around the circle and switch the palm as it's coming. Like I switch the palm sometimes as it's coming up so that I can scoop that way behind my head. Scoop, scoop. And let's do 5 more. And 4 more, extension, circle behind, and 3 more, extension, circle behind, 2 more, extension, circle behind, and last one, extension, circle behind. So this is the pinwheel for the right hand. This is the pinwheel extension for the right hand. If you were doing it in front of your body, it would be behind your head, in front of your body, extension around. Behind your head, in front of your body, extension around. So behind, then lock out, then extend. But what we're doing is we're going to go from behind the head, behind the back, extension all the way around. Behind the head, behind the back, extension all the way around. Behind the head, behind the back, extension all the way around. Behind, behind, extension. Behind and lock out, extension. Behind, lock out, extension. Behind, lock out, extension. Or you could just look at it as a 2-petal flower behind your back if you prefer, however you want to see it. You're locking it out for that beat, then coming around. Locking it out and coming around. We'll do 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, last one, starting here. Then we do the extension, and not this one, but this next one. Here we go. Come back behind, and back, and then extension, side, behind the head, extension, side, behind the head, extension, side, behind, 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 extension. Then if we were to try and put it together, this is your regular pinwheel. Then you need to make sure that you can do your pinwheel extension and you have a good split time, because if you don't have a good split time, you're not going to get your lockout clean. And then what you want to do is think about your left hand getting there first, because your left hand gets behind the back, then the right one does, and then you go back into the extension. So you could just do extension, extension, then lockout, then extension, extension, and now a lockout, and extension, extension, and now a lockout. And then you could just, all you do is every time, just do a little lockout back there. Which, from the front, that exact pattern that I did looks like this. So it's not like it's obvious that it's behind the back, I feel like. But kinesthetically, I'm pretty sure you felt the difference. I mean, your mileage may vary, and I can't tell you what it feels like in your body. For me, I feel like it's really hard to cross this midline. And by midline, in this case, I mean, this is anterior, this is posterior, crossing from the anterior to the posterior, because that's what you're actually doing. I find it more, I don't know, for me, I just find it easier at the bottom of the turn to be more with the palm back than the palm front, so that I can propel it past my hip, back behind, and then somewhere in there I'm turning it and then going back behind. But I feel like I can get a better sense of momentum on this extension across my body when my palm is pointing posterior but in front of me. I'm not saying it's not awkward. As it gets around here, rotate the palm, so like allow it to come back, and then as it comes up and over, rotate the palm so it comes, it's anterior rather than posterior, because it's posterior right there, I'm posterior, but then as it comes up over, I'm flipping my wrist so that it's anterior. One thing that's critical to having a clean line with this pattern is ensuring that you have full extension of the pattern all the way throughout, so that you get to the place where you have a full line right there. I'm forming a 180-degree line right there at the two sides, or else your two circles aren't going to line up with each other, whether you're doing them on the front or the back. Also, by the way, once you have it one way, you could do it like this, where my right is behind, my left is in front, or my left is behind and my right is in front, although I'm doing the opposite direction I was before, but same concept. So, start with the pinwheel, feel the vibe of the pinwheel. Then feel your extension, and then remember your left is gonna get there first, so not this one, but this next one, here we go. Left go behind, right go behind, and then go back to the extension. Just go back to the extension. And then 2 extensions, and then back behind, and then extensions. And 2 extensions, and then back behind, back to your extension, that was 1, and now we do 2, and now we'll go back behind, boom, boom, and then back to extension, 1, and 2, back behind, 1, 2, oops, I missed it, sorry.